Did you know that Cyprus has beaches so impossibly blue they almost look painted, yet some locals still take a slow, dreamy siesta right on the sand as the sun reaches its peak? Imagine the soft hum of waves mingling with the faint murmur of conversation, as umbrellas sway gently above napping heads. It's a rhythm of life that feels suspended, like the island itself breathes at a slower, more poetic pace. Picture wandering through a village where centuries-old stone churches sit side by side with vineyards that have been producing wine for millennia. The air carries the scent of sun-baked soil and ripening grapes, while faint music from a distant festival drifts along cobblestone streets. You can almost hear the whispers of generations, guiding hands that pressed grapes, baked bread, and lit candles in devotion and celebration. And then there's the coffee. In Cyprus, a simple cup is never just a drink. It is a ritual that can stretch for hours, shaping romances, friendships, and even business. Men and women gather in small, shadowed cafes, letting the aroma of freshly brewed coffee mingle with laughter and quiet glances. Each sip is a pause, a moment to connect, to reflect, to belong. These are just glimpses of a land that is full of wonder, mystery, and slow, heartfelt living. Backhand index pointing right, join us as we explore the most bizarre and amazing facts about Cyprus in today's travel documentary. Nestled in the sparkling waters of the eastern Mediterranean, Cyprus is an island of contrasts and timeless beauty. South of Turkey and west of Syria and Lebanon, its landscape stretches from sun-drenched beaches to rugged mountains, rolling plains, and hidden valleys that seem to whisper ancient stories. Here, the sky is wide, the light golden, and the scent of pine and saltwater mingles with the warmth of the sun. Home to just over 1 million people, Cyprus is a delicate tapestry of cultures. Greek Cypriots and Turkish Cypriots live side by side, their languages, traditions, and histories intertwined in ways that are sometimes harmonious, sometimes quietly complex. Greek and Turkish are the official languages, yet English flows effortlessly through streets, markets, and cafes, making the island remarkably accessible for travelers from every corner of the world. The climate here is a gift: hot, dry summers that invite long afternoons on the sand, and mild, wet winters that transform the hills into a patchwork of green. Every season brings its own charm, from blooming almond trees in spring to the soft golden haze of autumn vineyards. Cyprus is a land where European sophistication meets Middle Eastern warmth. Hospitality is not just a custom, it is a way of life. Villages pulse with communal life, families gather over long meals, and festivals echo with centuries of tradition. It is a place where time slows, the senses awaken, and every corner holds a story waiting to be discovered. A land where the sun kisses golden sands and the mountains whisper ancient tales, inviting you to explore, linger, and fall in love with life itself. Cyprus has perfected the art of slowing down. As the sun reaches its peak, the streets soften and the rhythm of life changes. Shops dim their lights, children retreat from the blazing heat, and locals retreat indoors for the cherished masimari, or midday rest. In shaded courtyards, elders sit on wooden benches, exchanging quiet stories while the aroma of baking bread drifts from nearby kitchens. Even the soft breeze seems to pause over the olive trees. Cafes empty, chairs stacked on tables, and the island itself hums a gentle lullaby. It's a tradition born of necessity but perfected into ritual, reminding everyone that life is meant to be savored, not rushed. As the afternoon sun dips toward the horizon, life resumes slowly, the streets awaken, laughter spills into the squares, and the scent of grilled halloumi tempts the senses. Here, time doesn't dominate, you do. You learn to walk at a pace that honors conversation, connection, and reflection. In Cyprus, the siesta is not just rest, it is a meditation on living, an embrace of calm, and a celebration of community that persists through centuries. In Cyprus, coffee is a bond, a language that requires no translation. Step into a traditional kafeneia, and you'll see men and women gathered around small, round tables, their conversations stretching across hours. The aroma of freshly brewed Nescafe or thick, strong Turkish coffee drifts through the air, mingling with the warmth of the sun filtering through wooden shutters. Here, romance is subtle. A shared laugh, a gentle glance, a playful argument over who will refill the cup, each is a gesture of connection. Business deals, friendships, and courtships often begin over a simple coffee, each sip punctuating the rhythm of human interaction. You can hear the soft clink of spoons against porcelain, the muted steps of passers-by outside, and the hushed cadence of conversation that flows like music. Even in the smallest villages, the coffee ritual is sacred. It teaches patience, attentiveness, and intimacy. By the time the cup is empty, you've shared a moment that lingers longer than the caffeine, a memory etched into the quiet, sun-drenched streets of Cyprus. Cyprus's beaches are legendary for their crystalline turquoise waters, but beneath the surface lies a world waiting to be discovered. Coral formations bloom like underwater gardens, delicate fish dart between hidden crevices, and sea caves cradle centuries of stories. The gentle lapping of waves against the shore carries both a lullaby and a reminder of fragility. Locals protect these waters with quiet reverence. At sunrise, the sand glows pink and gold, and the scent of salt mixes with wild thyme carried on the breeze. Few tourists notice the tiny crabs scuttling across the sand or the way light fractures through shallow pools. Historical remnants emerge along the coast, ancient mosaics, sunken ruins, and traces of civilizations long past, hinting at the island's layered past. Walking barefoot along these shores, you feel both the present and the weight of history beneath your toes. Every wave whispers a story, every breeze carries a secret. The beaches invite you to pause, to breathe, to connect with nature, and to understand that beauty here is more than what you see, it is what you feel beneath the sun and salt. In the hills of Cyprus, vineyards stretch across slopes kissed by sunlight, their roots sinking into soil that has nurtured grapes for thousands of years. This is the home of Commandaria, the world's oldest named wine, treasured since the age of crusaders. During harvest season, villages come alive with celebration. The air is thick with the sweet scent of fermenting grapes, the soft rustle of leaves, and the laughter of children chasing each other between trellises. Farmers, their hands stained purple, sing as they work, passing down techniques that have endured centuries. Wine here is more than a drink, it is a bridge between past and present, a cultural heartbeat. Festivals mark the harvest, where locals gather to taste, toast, and honor the cycle of growth and generosity. Families teach younger generations the subtle art of blending flavors, balancing tradition and experimentation. As the sun dips behind the hills, golden light catches the rows of vines, creating a landscape that feels both eternal and fleeting. To taste Commandaria is to sip history itself, a liquid memory of resilience, celebration, and the timeless spirit of Cyprus. In Cyprus, bread is more than food, it is a symbol of life, community, and tradition. Every village has its own rituals for baking, from flatbreads to the iconic Halloumi accompaniments that grace every table. In the early morning, the scent of freshly baked bread wafts through narrow streets, mingling with the earthy aroma of olive oil. Families gather in small kitchens or communal ovens, passing dough from hand to hand, singing quietly or sharing stories. Children peek through wooden doors, waiting for the moment the warm loaves emerge, their crusts crackling, soft centers steaming. Sharing bread with neighbors is not just an act of kindness, it is an unspoken covenant of trust and connection. Even festivals include ceremonial breads, decorated with symbols of good fortune, fertility, and gratitude. The tactile pleasure of kneading, shaping, and baking becomes a meditation, linking generations through simple acts. Each bite carries the essence of community, history, and care. Here, bread is not eaten alone, it is offered, shared, and celebrated. In Cyprus, the sacredness of bread reminds you that sustenance is as much about heart and heritage as it is about hunger. Love celebrations in Cyprus are an experience that stretches across days, a symphony of music, food, and shared joy. Weddings are not just a union of two people, they are a gathering of entire villages, where traditions intertwine with personal stories. From the rhythmic stamping of dancers' feet to the melodic hymns echoing from Byzantine churches, each moment is carefully orchestrated yet filled with spontaneous laughter. Tables groan under platters of halloumi, stuffed grape leaves, and roasted meats, while elders pour wine and offer blessings whispered through generations. Brides and grooms move through ceremonies that blend Greek Orthodox rites with local customs, symbolic gestures marking fertility, love, and prosperity. Lanterns light the night sky, casting a soft glow over cobblestone streets as music carries far into the hills. Children chase sparklers along village squares while the aroma of cinnamon and fresh bread mingles with the summer air. For hours, perhaps even days, guests sway, sing, and share stories, enveloped in a collective rhythm that celebrates life itself. Witnessing a Cypriot wedding is like stepping into a living painting, where every gesture, every flavor, every note resonates with history and heart. By late afternoon, the streets of Cyprus take on a hushed serenity. Shops close, shutters descend, and even bustling cafes pause as the island enters its soft evening ritual. Families emerge for the volta, strolling slowly along tree-lined avenues, greeting neighbors, sharing gentle smiles. There is no rush, no urgency, just a shared understanding that life's simplest pleasures are often the most profound. Street lamps glow softly as shadows stretch long across the pavement. The scent of roasting meats drifts from kitchens, mingling with the salty breeze from the sea. Children ride bicycles slowly past quiet courtyards, and elders lean on canes, speaking in low, melodic voices. In these hours, the rhythm of the island is palpable, a heartbeat measured in conversation, laughter, and the gentle clinking of coffee cups. Evening in Cyprus is not just a transition from day to night, it is a celebration of pause, reflection, and connection, a reminder that beauty is found in small, intentional moments. Stone villages in the Troodos Mountains feel frozen in time. Cobblestone streets wind between houses built of local stone, their red-tiled roofs glowing in the soft morning sun. Byzantine churches stand proudly, adorned with frescoes that have survived centuries of wind and rain. Olive trees and cypresses sway gently, casting dappled shadows over narrow alleys where cats stretch lazily in the warmth. Locals tend small gardens, harvesting tomatoes, herbs, and grapes, while neighbors exchange greetings in melodic, sun-soaked voices. The architecture, the smells of baked bread and wild herbs, and the faint echo of church bells create a sensory tapestry that feels suspended between past and present. Walking through these villages, you feel as if you are stepping into a painting, one where every detail tells a story, from the hand-carved doors to the faded murals above doorways. The villages hold secrets of centuries, whispers of history that invite exploration. Time slows here, and every corner offers a new scene for the eyes and a quiet reflection for the soul. Centuries-old olive trees watch over life as it unfolds beneath their gnarled branches. In Cyprus, these trees are not merely agricultural assets, they are living monuments, their roots entwined with family histories and village identity. Farmers handpick olives with care, the rhythmic snapping of leaves and soft thud of falling fruit punctuating the air. Olive oil presses release the fragrant, golden liquid, filling kitchens and markets with an aroma that speaks of patience and labor. Villagers gather under the shade, sharing stories as their hands move in practiced motion, connecting with both land and ancestors. Festivals celebrate the olive harvest, blending rituals of gratitude with feasts that honor the season. Children learn to recognize the subtle differences in fruit, the timing of harvest, and the sacredness of these venerable trees. Walking among these groves, you sense an unbroken continuity, life, sustenance, and identity flowing through each leaf, each branch, each drop of oil. The olive tree is a witness, a teacher, and a symbol of endurance, inviting anyone who passes by to pause, reflect, and honor the land. Public displays of affection in Cyprus are subtle dances of intimacy, poetic gestures that carry deep meaning. Couples walk hand in hand along village streets, their eyes speaking volumes where words are unnecessary. A gentle touch on the arm, a whispered laugh, or the careful sharing of a coffee cup conveys connection more profoundly than a loud embrace could. In cafes, glances pass across tables, shy smiles exchanged beneath the warm light of hanging lanterns. Tradition and modesty guide these moments. The world outside is observed, but the bond between two people is sacred, reserved for private expression. Even in bustling squares, lovers find quiet corners, a stolen moment by the fountain, a brush of hands as the day turns golden. These gestures, simple and fleeting, are celebrated with as much reverence as grand displays. They honor patience, attentiveness, and the beauty of intimacy measured not by spectacle, but by feeling. In Cyprus, love moves gently, deliberately, a quiet poetry that is sensed in the heart rather than broadcast to the world. Nightfall in Cyprus brings music, laughter, and movement that connects generations. Folk dancing under the stars is a living tradition, a celebration that transcends age. In village squares, circles form as people link hands, their steps guided by the rhythmic strumming of bouzouki and the steady beat of drums. Young and old alike sway together in Troodos or Zimbakiko, each step telling a story, each turn honoring heritage. Lanterns and fairy lights glow softly overhead, casting dancing shadows across cobblestone streets. The air is filled with scents of grilled meats, fresh herbs, and sweet pastries from nearby stalls. Passers-by pause to watch, sometimes joining in, feeling the energy pulse through the soles of their feet. Every laugh, every clap, every shared glance weaves a tapestry of connection, linking families, friends, and strangers in a communal heartbeat. In these moments, tradition is alive, breathing, and playful. It is a dance not just of bodies but of spirit, where history and present meet under the wide, starlit sky, reminding anyone watching that joy, culture, and community are inseparable in the rhythm of Cypriot life. As the sun begins to lower, markets in Cyprus take on a new, golden hue. Sunset reveals stalls brimming with fresh produce, fragrant herbs, hand-woven baskets, and vivid textiles. Farmers greet neighbors and tourists alike, exchanging stories of the day's harvest or the history behind a particular fruit. You can hear the gentle chatter, the rhythmic tapping of coins, and the laughter of children weaving through narrow aisles. Each vendor has a story, each product a tradition: citrus grown in family orchards, honey gathered from local bees, cheeses aged in cool stone cellars. The smell of spices mingles with the warm, dusty scent of the earth. Markets are more than commerce, they are living museums of culture, hubs of human connection, and stages for the small dramas of daily life. Walking through a Cypriot market, you feel part of something enduring, a pulse of community that has survived generations. Every transaction, every smile, every shared glance is a window into the soul of the island, vivid and alive in the fading light. Cyprus is a land shaped by its history, and its complex past lingers in quiet ways. The island is divided, not always physically, but in subtle patterns of life. Greek and Turkish Cypriot communities maintain distinct traditions, languages, and neighborhoods, sometimes separated by UN-controlled buffer zones. Children grow up learning not just geography, but the weight of history, the need for coexistence, and the importance of identity. You might walk through a town where Greek Orthodox churches stand alongside mosques, each echoing prayers, songs, and stories from different pasts. Streets carry the subtle markers of division and reconciliation, and everyday life requires a nuanced understanding of history's imprint. Yet, amidst these complexities, daily life continues. Neighbors share produce, festivals invite shared participation, and the natural beauty of beaches, mountains, and vineyards bridges divides. Walking through these spaces, you sense resilience, a quiet determination to coexist, and the human desire to connect despite differences. Cyprus teaches that history is never far from view, but life, in all its beauty, moves forward, offering lessons in patience, empathy, and shared humanity. Cheese in Cyprus is a cultural emblem, and halloumi reigns supreme. Grilled until golden, fried until crisp, or eaten fresh from the farm, halloumi is present on every table, at every celebration, and in the heart of daily meals. Its salty tang pairs with fresh tomatoes, cucumbers, or drizzled honey, creating flavors that are simple yet profound. Families gather to prepare cheese dishes, passing down recipes that have been perfected over generations. Festivals often feature halloumi prominently, as it embodies both sustenance and pride, a taste of heritage with every bite. Street vendors sell warm slices that sizzle in the sun, drawing locals and tourists alike, while home kitchens fill with the familiar, comforting aroma of bubbling cheese. To taste halloumi is to taste Cyprus itself, resilient, unpretentious, and full of character. The cheese tells stories of labor, land, and family, a symbol of identity shared across villages and cities. Each bite is a connection to a rhythm of life that honors tradition, celebrates flavor, and strengthens community bonds. Life in fishing villages along the coast moves at its own gentle rhythm. Dawn brings the soft hum of engines as fishermen push their wooden boats into calm waters, nets cast carefully under the early pink glow of sunrise. Harbors awaken slowly, the smell of salt and seaweed mingling with the scent of fresh catch. Vendors prepare for auctions, their voices calling out quantities, prices, and greetings, while the rhythmic slap of fish against wooden planks punctuates the morning. Locals stroll along narrow docks, waving to returning boats, trading small pieces of news, and sharing the warmth of familiarity. Children chase seagulls or skip stones, their laughter echoing across quiet coves. Cafes near the water fill with the aroma of brewed coffee and baked goods, as elders watch the morning unfold in measured contentment. Here, the day is dictated not by clocks but by tides, weather, and instinct. Every sunrise is a ritual, every catch a story, and every interaction a reminder that life's pace can be both productive and serene. In these villages, time is measured by the sea, not the hour. Night in Cyprus unveils a hidden world of romance and serenity. Coastal walks become an intimate ritual as couples stroll along moonlit beaches, the silver reflection of waves glimmering beneath the stars. Cafes spill warm light onto cobblestone streets, inviting whispered conversations over coffee or sweet pastries. Lovers pause at the edge of the water, feeling the cool surf curl around their toes, and gaze at constellations that have guided travelers for centuries. The rhythm of the island slows further at night, offering spaces for intimacy, reflection, and subtle courtship. Even in villages, balconies and terraces serve as quiet stages where young couples share music, stories, or a gentle touch of hands. Privacy is valued, gestures are understated, yet every glance and smile carries weight. In Cyprus, romance is measured in patience and attentiveness, the poetry of presence rather than grandiose displays. Night reveals a softer side of life, where the scent of the sea mingles with wild herbs, the hum of distant crickets accompanies laughter, and love blooms quietly beneath the serene, star-strewn sky. Walls throughout Cyprus speak in murals, whispers of history and resilience. Street art blends folklore with political narratives and modern expression, transforming urban landscapes into visual stories. In Nicosia and Limassol, vivid paintings depict village legends, heroic tales, and social commentary, merging past and present. Colors swirl across walls, catching sunlight during the day and street lamp glow at night, inviting passers-by to pause, reflect, and wonder. Children weave between painted figures, laughing at stories frozen in pigment, while elders nod knowingly at symbols that carry meaning only they fully understand. Even small towns display murals of traditional dances, local heroes, or scenic landscapes, bridging generations through art. These visual narratives coexist with the everyday. Cars hum past, vendors shout greetings, and tourists snap photos, yet the stories endure, silent yet eloquent. The murals are not mere decoration, they are living records, social critiques, and invitations to engage with Cypriot identity. Walking these streets, one realizes that culture here is visible, tactile, and unafraid to speak, inviting all who see it to listen. The red soils of Cyprus carry a hidden richness that nourishes both land and culture. In Paphos, Limassol, and surrounding plains, clay and iron-laden earth yield fertile vineyards, citrus groves, and vegetable gardens. Farmers rise early, treading over sun-warmed soil to tend crops with precision and care. The aroma of damp earth after rare rains mingles with citrus blossoms, creating a scent unique to these hills. Techniques passed down through generations optimize the land, producing olives, grapes, and vegetables that form the backbone of Cypriot cuisine. Even in small terraces carved into hillsides, soil conservation and crop rotation are honored, linking ecological awareness with tradition. Children learn early to respect the land, feeling the texture of soil slip between fingers, understanding its power to sustain life. Local stories attribute identity and resilience to this red soil, suggesting that those who tend it are custodians of history. Walking across these fields, you can feel the pulse of centuries in every step, the invisible connection between earth, people, and culture that shapes the island's heartbeat. Hospitality in Cyprus transcends etiquette, it is woven into the very soul of daily life. Invitations to homes are never casual, they are profound gestures of generosity and connection. Guests are greeted with warm smiles, fragrant dishes, and conversations that linger for hours. Families offer mise platters, rich with flavors of halloumi, olives, fresh vegetables, and grilled meats, sharing stories of the past and present over each bite. Even strangers are treated with care, a cup of coffee accompanied by a kind word and a welcoming hand. Children learn from elders that offering food, space, and attention is both duty and honor. Festive occasions magnify this generosity, with tables overflowing and toasts echoing through homes and streets. Hospitality extends beyond food, it is an openness to listen, to celebrate, and to include. Visitors leave feeling more than satisfied, they leave connected. In Cyprus, every meal, every gesture, every invitation is a silent affirmation. Here, everyone is family, and every heart is welcome. Even the smallest gestures in Cyprus carry weight, a poetry of everyday life. From the faint toll of church bells marking prayer to the scent of fresh pastries drifting through village lanes, each moment is framed by intentionality. Children chase kites along sunlit hills, elders sit in shaded squares exchanging stories, and neighbors pause to share news or a smile. Festivals and markets punctuate the year, offering sensory feasts of color, music, taste, and touch. Whether walking along a pristine beach, through a vineyard at sunset, or past centuries-old churches, one senses continuity, reverence, and joy intertwined. Nature, culture, and human connection dance together effortlessly, creating a rhythm that is both grounding and uplifting. Here, life is slow not out of necessity but by choice, celebrating the present while honoring the past. Cyprus invites you to linger, to notice, to feel deeply. Each heartbeat, each wave, each shared meal resonates, leaving an imprint of warmth, wonder, and belonging that stays long after you have left the island. Living in Cyprus blends comfort, safety, and a slower pace that feels like a gentle embrace. Renting an apartment ranges from €400 to €900 per month, depending on whether you choose a quiet inland village or a bustling coastal town where the sun seems to linger on the water longer. Grocery shopping is both practical and pleasurable, with costs averaging €200 to €350 per month, depending on your appetite for fresh local produce, fragrant herbs, and artisanal cheeses. Utilities and internet add roughly €120 to €180, ensuring a modern lifestyle beneath the timeless Mediterranean sun. Street meals are simple yet satisfying, costing between €5 and €10, while a sit-down restaurant experience invites you to linger over €15 to €35 per person. Public buses traverse the island efficiently, yet many locals prefer scooters or rental cars to reach hidden coves and mountain villages. Healthcare is accessible and high quality, with a public system supported by private clinics. Safety is a defining trait here, low crime and welcoming neighbors make daily life peaceful. Expat life is seamless, English is widely spoken, and EU residency is straightforward. Slightly more affordable than Southern Europe, Cyprus offers a lifestyle that prioritizes quality, connection, and well-being. Would you move here? Type 1 if yes, 0 if no. Cuisine in Cyprus is a celebration of both land and sea, a sensory journey that connects people to culture. Halloumi cheese is the island's pride, grilled to golden perfection or fried until crisp, its salty richness pairing with ripe tomatoes, cucumbers, or drizzled honey. Mise is more than a meal, it is a ritual of sharing, a multi-course symphony of flavors that brings families and friends together, weaving conversation and laughter into every bite. Commandaria wine, sweet and ancient, tells the story of Cyprus itself, a liquid memory of centuries-old vineyards celebrated during harvest festivals. Kafeneia, sausage wrapped in caul fat, embodies the rustic charm of village feasts, sizzling over open flames as aromas drift into the evening air. For dessert, lucumades offer golden, honey-soaked bites, their sweetness a fleeting but unforgettable pleasure. Every dish carries history, every flavor a memory, and every shared meal a bridge between generations and cultures. Food in Cyprus is not just sustenance, it is connection, story, and heart. From the sun-kissed beaches to timeless villages and starlit nights, Cyprus is a land where slow living, deep connections, and enduring traditions coexist effortlessly. Mountains, seas, and fertile plains frame a culture where every gesture, meal, and moment is imbued with meaning. You can stroll along ancient streets, sip coffee in a shaded square, dance beneath the stars, or taste a wine that has survived centuries, and each experience feels both intimate and eternal. The island's rhythm is measured not in hours, but in sunrises, laughter, and shared stories. Hospitality is everywhere, extending to every traveler, and every corner holds a whisper of history or a hidden beauty waiting to be discovered. Cyprus invites you to slow down, to breathe, to notice, and to belong. It is a land where hearts open as naturally as doors, where every guest is treated as family, and where the quiet magic of daily life leaves an imprint long after you have gone. We hope this gave you a fresh perspective on Cyprus. Like, comment, and subscribe for more journeys. See you in the next video.